Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. You don't want to miss out on today's video because today we're doing a new $30 mod that everyone needs to get on the Dodge Challenger Shaker. Alright, so get ready because in today's video we're going to be installing these LED light pods inside of the grill slots of the Dodge Challenger. So I've seen this done on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm not going to lie, I've been jealous because I think it looks really awesome. It adds just a cool touch to the front end of the car, especially the shaker. But it also fits perfectly with the illuminated headlight tubes that I have on the Challenger as well. I'll put a pop-up on the screen right now for that video if you guys are interested, but this one is going to be specific to the shaker because I think this thing is left out a lot in terms of mods, and I think this will add a nice touch to it. Now, I'll try to put a link in the description below to the product that I purchased. This thing was $30 at my local O'Reilly, but you guys can pick any type of LED setup that you want. I chose this one specifically because the way the wiring is set up on the back, it just will fit well into the system and the way I'm going to wire the car. And I also like that this is remote operated. So if I'm driving down the street and I don't want the red or blue lights showing from the shaker, I can just shut them off or change the color. And it has a bunch of different color options, as you can tell. And then when I get to car shows, I can turn on the red lights and match the inner headlight tubes, which will look really awesome. And this one is also water resistant. So that's important for me because I'm definitely getting some sort of water in here just from driving around outside and in the rain and doing a car wash or something like that. So I think this product is great. We'll see how it actually turns out when I install it, and hopefully it works. But if you guys are watching this video, then that means it did work out, and that means that I will put a link in the description below. But like I said, you guys can pick any type of light setup you want. I'll just show you how to wire it, and then it's up to you what product you choose. I am not getting sponsored by this product. It's just for your information. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is obviously remove these hood pins and pop the hood. If you guys are interested to see the install video where I drilled through the hood of this car to get these hood pins in, I'll put a pop-up somewhere on the screen right now, or maybe put a link in the description below if you guys are curious. After we do that, we're actually going to unbolt this shaker hood, and then we're going to do the installation process. So let's get started. Let's talk about the materials you're going to need in order to get this modification done. First and foremost, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you're going to need some sort of light fixture, whatever you choose. The second thing you're going to need for this install is an adjustable wrench like this, or if you have a socket wrench set, something that will fit these bolts over here in order to unscrew them. So if you guys have a socket wrench set, that's probably going to be the best option, but I'm going to be using this because I don't have one here at the house. Really anything that you need in order to remove these bolts and unhook the shaker. The third and final thing that you're going to need are these quick splice connectors. I also got these at the auto parts store. Hopefully the camera can finally focus. And I use these quick splice connectors when I attach the illuminated headlight tube to the car. And so I'm going to be using these same ones to attach this light fixture to the headlight of the vehicle. Now, I am choosing the headlight because I want these lights to turn on when it gets dark outside, which is when the headlights turn on. That's when it's going to get power, and that's when I can change the colors on the shaker. Now, you guys can wire it however you want. You can wire it to the daytime running lights, which I think at that point will shut off when it gets dark, or you can wire it to something inside the car. It doesn't matter. Just whatever you choose, that's how it's going to get power. In my opinion, I think it's best to hook it up to the headlights because that way when it's dark outside, I'm going to have the headlights on, I'm going to have the illuminated tubes on because those are hooked up to the headlights, and I'm going to have my shaker light on. So without further ado, let's get started and remove this shaker from the engine. Alrighty, so we got the shaker off of the car, which I just want to note, it looks really weird without the shaker on here, but it is kind of nice that they added this Mopar sign here, even though nobody's ever going to see that. But anyways, we have the shaker over here on the ground. I put some towels underneath it so it wouldn't get scratched up, but I do want to note, there is a dead wasp over here, so it looks like the Super Bee consumed one of its own. But now we're going to get started with the wiring. So my LED set comes with 6 different LEDs. So I'm actually going to put 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and then I'm going to take the wiring and wire it through this little intake over here, which will shoot out over here, and then I'm going to continue wiring it out through the front hole of this air box. Now, if you guys have a Hellcat, you have a Hellcat air box, and I don't believe this hole actually exists because it's connected to the headlight. Since this is a Scat pack, I'm fortunate enough that I have a hole, but it serves no purpose. But I'm going to use that wiring to wrap it in through here, and then I'm going to remove this piece of plastic, and that's where I'm going to connect it to the headlight wiring. But before we get started, I'm first going to prep the surface. Since the LEDs use double-sided sticky tape, I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol to clean up this surface because it's really dirty. I'm going to get rid of this wasp, poor little guy, and then I'm going to complete the wiring, and then we can keep going from there. So for right now, everything is out in the open. All of the wires have been extended to their limit, and the reason I did that is because I don't know exactly how much wiring I'm going to need in order to hook up to the headlight. And so after I tape the LEDs to the shaker hood, and after I fed everything through, whatever wire is left over, I'm going to zip tie and tape to the car so that it doesn't rattle around or get in the way of any engine components or fans. But for right now, I'm going to keep everything extended because I don't want to run into the scenario that I won't have enough wire after everything is hooked up and connected. So now we've got everything wired through. The lights are taped to the shaker. I've rebolted everything down. So the only thing that's left is to fiddle around with this area, remove this plastic, and then hardwire it directly to the headlight. So let's get started. Alright, so I just ran a little bit of a test. So I've got these red and black wires hooked up to the lights already, and now that I've removed the light harness from the headlight, I looked up a wiring diagram, and I'll put a link in the description below so you guys will know. But if you want to hook it up to the headlights, so when the headlights turn on, these lights will have power, then you're going to want to splice this red wire to this second port right here, second from the right. So the second from the right, that's the port that is going to have power when the headlights are on. And now for the black one, you're going to want to connect it to the black wire, the ground, which is actually the second from the left. So second from the right for the red, second from the left for the black, and that will give you power when the headlights are on. so you want to see what it looks like? Let's check it out in 3, 2, 1.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, there you have it, boys and girls. We are done installing this cheap $30 mod that completely changes the appearance of the Scat Pack Shaker. My personal favorite color is the red that's glowing right now. But there are plenty of different colors using this remote, so I'll definitely link the product below if I can find it on their website. And let me know what your favorite color is and whether you like this mod or not. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Like always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. You guys know that I continue to bring more and more content to the channel, so hopefully you guys have been enjoying that. And also find me on Instagram at Schwazy_, which is the same as the channel name, because I post more fun little Instagram stories, posts, and reels on there as well. But until next time, boys and girls, take care and have a wonderful day.